Welcome to a new save that I am making with Valencia. The reason to choose that is that as secondary save I want a team from a top division, and Valencia is doing very poorly in reality. I must say before I continue on with the introduction that I'm not making FM videos because I'm interested in making good FM videos. I'm making it as an excuse to say something in English, and hopefully with time as I speak and I get more fluent in saying and speaking fast, I can also be hearing myself pronouncing it badly, picking up how bad I do and start improving my pronunciation. That said, let's go with a look of the team. We have three goalkeepers. Diego Alves, who is out for more than half a year, so we can't use him. Matthew Ryan, who is decent. He lacks a bit of communication. That is something I don't like much, but otherwise he looks quite decent. And Joel, who I like more, just because his communication is a little better than Matthew Ryan's. His kicking is not as good, but he's not much worse. Kicking in past versions, I've noticed it seems to be very important to get the goalkeeper not to lose the ball too often, though maybe that could have been something with the hidden attribute of passing that in this version is sound. So from that, I think we have our starting goalkeeper. In defense, we have Sodran Mustafi. Great marking, tackling, heading, but I don't care much about heading. I look more into jumping reach and strength, which are not poor. His anticipation is excellent, as is his bravery and his determination. His positioning, he looks very good and material for a starting team. He can also play in the right side of the defense. Abdenor is more aggressive, but he is also a very good center back who has good champion reach, very good strength, physical attributes are very good, technicals are good as well, and mentals are also quite good for the position. Next is Adrilan Santos. His technicals are a little bit weaker than the other two that we've seen so far, but his physicals are good and his mentals are decent as well, not as good as the previous one. So, sorry, it's Adrian Santos, not Adrilan. I looked here and up here and I thought it was an I, not an L. Or Adrian Santos, I don't know how it is. The two L's in Portuguese. Oh, he is clearly a backup. Finally, Ruben Bezo, a Portuguese defender who can play in either side and in front, though in front he is not comfortable. Is unconvincing. As Adrian, his physicals are decent, his mentals are not bad, and his technicals are not as good as the two first center backs that I showed you, so that makes it clear that the starting pairing will be Abdenur and Mustafi. Next, for the left side of the defense, we have Lucas Orban, who can play also in the middle. His jumping and strength are not bad. It is the kind of fullback that I like: strong in the air, aggressive, good anticipation, bravery. His mental attributes are very good. His technicals are also good, though he is more of a defensive fullback than an offensive footballer with average crossing and dribbling, and decent first touch and technique. Jose Gaya with high crossing and decent dribbling, with good mentals, especially off the ball and work rate. Decent also technicals in defensive, but not as good as Orban's. And physicals were very good in the speed side, but weaker in the aerial prowess. So it's Jose Gaya when I want an attacking left fullback, and Orban when I want a defensive left fullback. But I think there is still one more left back to look at, and that is a young player, 20 years old, named Salva Ruiz. He is already decent defensively, but he lacks a bit of strength and jumping reach for my taste. And attacking he's not yet anything great. The scout side, his potential is not very high. For the right side we have Joao Cancelo. He is decent physically, he can be some decent presence in with aerial balls. His mentals are just decent, with great flair. His technicals are average for defense but quite good for attack, so this will be like Gaya from the left side but for the right. And Barragan just a little better in his physicals, mentals and technicals. So it's clear that Barragan will be my starting right fullback. Moving up to the midfield, we have one player that is my defensive midfielder, a young Brazilian of 19 years old. Looks very decent, above average physicals, decent mentals, with great leadership already at his age, though he lacks a bit of flair. His passing is good, his tackling is high. He is clearly a defensive type of midfielder and he will be a very good player in the future. And I should therefore be giving him a good deal of this time football. Then Javi Fuego, who is very good in his mentals, lacking a bit of flair and off the ball, but otherwise very good mentally. Technically, he is clearly a defensive type of player, and physically he is still a strong player. Doesn't jump very much, but it's not that important in his position. Then we have Dani Parejo, a creative type of midfielder with great first touch and passing and good technique, very good anticipation and composure. He can be the first to create play in outside. Enzo Perez is our rounded player, I would say, very good mental, good decision, work rate, teamwork, greater off the ball than positioning, but very little. He looks quite much like a box-to-box midfielder. He has no clear weaknesses, only aerially he is not the strongest, but again, as I said before, that's not the most important for a midfield. And then Portuguese young player with 21 years, André Gomes. He's also very creative with high flair, high passing technique, good fist touch, good dribbling, decent finishing, above average physical, so I would say he will be my main playmaker above Dani Parejo. Though this is more offensive player than Parejo, so it is going to be an interesting player to have Parejo and Gomez as alternative creators, as they would mean to have two players to play the role very differently. In the left side of the advanced midfield or central midfield, we have first Zakaria Bakali, young player. He's fast, not strong at all. His dribbling is very good. His mentals are a little lacking, especially in decisions and concentration, as well as work rate. So not a player that I will want to have when I wish my left winger to be helping in defense. Next we have Pablo Piatti. Good technicals, good mentals. Much better work rate and teamwork. Fast, his physicals are extraordinary except for his lack of strength and jumping reach. He looks like a possible starter for the team. In the right side, as player who can play as right winger or right midfielder as his natural position, or his first natural position as shown here. In this skin that is highlighted with yellow, so I changed the unconvincing from yellow to light blue. It's very fast. He has decent strength, just below average but decent, well, around average jumping reach. His dribbling is decent. His finishing is a little low but not poor. His first touch is also not poor but not something great. Great off the ball, decent work rate and teamwork, to expect him to do some helping in the left. No, in the defense phase. Then we have Rodrigo de Paul, the central advanced midfielder, another young player, only 21 years old. His jumping reach is not extraordinary, but his physicals are not poor at all. His mentals are average, above average, slightly not bad. His passing is good, his technique is very good. His dribbling is also very good. He will be having much time in the team as many other of the young players that I've shown. Then strikers, we have Rodrigo, 24 years old. His mentals are in the weak side, though his flair is very good. And his technique is also very good. His technical attributes are not bad. And he is extraordinarily fast. A decent backup to have, but he's nothing more than backup. Saying the amount of players that play primarily as strikers, I can easily sell him out or loan him out. Santemina, another young player, just like the previous one. His technicals are just good, his mentals are average, and his physicals are average. I like his agility being that high, balance a little lacking, as well as stamina that he shows. He seems to be a promising young player. pure striker, Álvaro Negredo is well known, he's already 29 years old. His mentals are good, so his off the ball could be better, but are not bad. Anticipation is very good. Composure and concentration are decent. Decisions also decent. Well, composure and concentration are good. Finishing is good. Dribbling is good. His physicals are also good with very good balance. Just above average agility. Very strong. He looks as he is a very good player to have. And finally, we have the last player to show in the fifth squad, and that is Paco Alcácer. His finishing is very high, his dribbling is average, but not bad at all, like is his passing and his technique. Mentally, he is very good for his age, I would say, with very high off the ball, very good work rate, and decent teamwork. His physicals are not as impressive as Negredo's, but they are not bad either. Tony Lato is the best player that we have in the under-19s. He's a left fullback, decent marking and tackling and heading, crossing, dribbling. Mentally he lacks a bit of composure and work rate, and physically he needs to be stronger, and I would like if he could jump higher. But he looks good to be given a few chances, perhaps in the Copa del Rey. And this would be the starting 11 if nobody had injuries. You'll forgive that you can't read here the names, but this screen has that problem, as well as these buttons not showing except when they want to show, but they normally don't show, and as you see, they show with complete transparency, and that makes it hard to see when it shows. Andre Gomez, my main creative force, with De Paul or Piatti in the left side of the advanced midfield in a V-shaped 4-5-1, with Negredo up top, Fegoli at the right winger, Enzo Perez as the box midfield in the right side of the central pairing, with Danilo in defensive midfield with a more offensive left fullback with Gaya there, and Barragan as more defensive player, and the middle with Mustafi and Abdenour, with more likely to be coming in and in the bench Orban, Santos, Parejo, Fuego, Piatti, and Alcácer. Though Santimina would have also very good chances to be in the bench instead of Pablo Alcácer, because he can also play in either wing. But there will be, I hope, quite the amount of rotation in almost every position, because there are many young players that look very good for the future, and I would be doing it badly if I didn't give them chances in the first team. I will be seeing if I can solve the issue with these two bits of the screen. If so, I will be keeping it. If not, I will change it. So that is going to be, well, I haven't set these instructions, so we'll see in a moment. So there is quite the technical ability around the team. I will be using a possession style of football, lightly attacking, with a very high defensive line because we have decent pace at the back. So the passing can be solved without having to resort to long balls, and they will hopefully keep the ball enough so we can wait for good chances without hoofing ball or shooting too early from the long distances. This will be touched later as friendlies go and improve upon. And now that is all for this chapter. Thanks for watching. Do as you like regarding commenting and subscribing or whatever. Goodbye.